forwards coach Victor Flungwani and Marvin Ori. Riso, first press conference 2022, but you guys have been training, I think, since the 28th of December. How good has it been to have a full squad to train it, first of all, and how have they been? How's the training been so far?
Yeah, Mike, like you said, we've got a full squad back. The boys are quite excited. We're quite excited. We obviously want to rectify what happened with the last game. The energy is good. We hope to have learned from our mistakes. So we're looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose when you lose, you want to play as soon as possible afterwards. But having a forced break like that, quite a good opportunity to reflect, because it's not just one game; it's 5 games you played in the URC. Some learnings we've taken from that.
Yeah, look, the break is always a bit of a challenge in between, but it does give you time to reflect and see where you went wrong and the things that you need to improve. So we're just happy to sort of be back training again. We probably had 2 reviews of the Lions game before we left and when we started again. So it's still nice and fresh. We remember what we did wrong, what are the things that we want to improve. So we're really looking forward to the upcoming game.
Cool. Marvin, from your side, rugby in January. I mean, you guys are used to doing preseason this time of year, but now we've got a match this weekend and it's 40 degrees or something in Cape Town on Saturday night playing in Victoria. How's that been? How's the training been, spirit amongst the guys?
Yeah, I know Mike has certainly been in a bit of an adjustment for us. Luckily, with the 2020 Currie Cup, I think it was, we also played in December and January. So yeah, I think that sort of gripped us a little. But yeah, I know the challenging conditions are quite hard, but we sort of get used to it, train quite a lot in it. So yeah, I think the team that will adjust fastest will do well.
And it's saying to Rita, it's kind of the first time this season that we've had everyone together, really. What's it like? I mean, you guys had a camp. What is the spirit like amongst the squad?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think over the festive period, the guys had a couple of weeks to, to be at home and spend some time with the families and sort of recharge a bit. So yeah, I think that's out with the energy of the group. Everyone's nice and positive and energetic. So everyone's looking forward to the match and training's been going well. So hopefully we can do what we do in training and the match.
Nice one. All right, guys, if you want to put your hands up, let me know who's got questions. Carl's got a question. Go for it.
If we take into account the match that the Western Province played, your Currie Cup squad played, do you guys really give attention to the performance of the guys there, looking who you can pull up to your Stormers squad, or are you more or less settled with what you've got now and you're happy with what you've got?
Look, Carl, to be honest, there was a couple of players that we actually sent down to go get some game time, players who hadn't played in a while. I think it was fair of us to sort of let them play and see where they are so we can sort of consider them. So there was 1 or 2 players which we might look into going forward coming weekend.
Lloyd, question. Go for it.
Thanks, Mikey. Just to Marvin, I'm just wondering if with COVID protocols and everything players have gone through over the last couple of years with, how strict it's been and how taxing it's been, has there been a feeling, in recent months of it kind of relaxing in any way? I mean, are the players kind of having to go through this thing all the time and the testing and the bubbles and all of it? I mean, are you guys as a group just at a point where you're going, geez, again, or is there really just a feeling of wanting to get on with it now?
Yeah, I know, Lloyd. I think that's a very good question. I think the tricky thing with COVID for everyone around the world is that no one really knows what it's like to live and to work through a pandemic. So this is new for us. It's new for seen a lot of other sports codes. Everyone has postponed matches and all of those things. So is it challenging? It is probably challenging. We've had a couple of times where the match has been cancelled a day or 2 before the game. So yeah, I think those are the things that have become part part of the world these days. So yeah, again, like probably the same with the Heat. You know, you have to adapt. So whatever curveballs get thrown at you from COVID, I think the teams and the players that adjust well and can sort of get that focus and that mindset, you know, in the right way, those will probably be the teams that do well.
I know you've, you guys have been asked this a lot as well, but I mean, how ready are you as players and just personally to see, you know, fans back in the stadiums now? You know, obviously a couple thousand, but even beyond that, you know, fuller stadiums as we get through.
Yeah, I know. Surely that's been exciting. I think at the beginning of the competitions when it started last year or the year before, I think it was with COVID, it was sort of an adjustment to play with empty stadiums. So in our last match here in Cape Town Stadium, to have had people in the stadium, it was fantastic. I think the amount of energy that the crowd brings to, especially the home team, you know, it makes a huge difference to us as players. You know, we fear of those things. So yeah, I know it's fantastic to have players. Obviously on the weekend it will be full supporters and not our own, but we will sort of have to create our own energy and try to do well in the game.
We'll have a couple of Stormers fans up there, I'm sure.
Yeah, also.
Stephen.
You again. I apologize if this has came up earlier and I missed it because I was struggling to get in on the meeting, but I just want to check which are all your Springboks available for this game?
Yes, we probably have almost all our Springboks back. I think France is still out with an injury. Yeah, if I'm correct, everyone is available for selection.
And then just your last game that you played, obviously didn't go quite according to plan. You know, what is the lesson from your last game that you can take into this weekend?
Yes, Stephen, we thought, you know, we were quite sad with the loss, but I have to tell you, you know, a team that gets 65% possession and territory is not a team that's not trying at all, you know. So there was a lot of positives we took out of that. We were very happy with those kind of stats, but maybe we were let down more about how we finished our opportunities. We felt we got into the 22 with ease, but we could not capitalize on those opportunities. So that's pretty much the big lesson that we learned, you know, that our 22-meter sort of attack, we thought, you know, we can do a little bit better there, but we were quite happy with everything that we did in terms of bringing us into that area. You know, we spent a bit of time in the 22, then they get a turnover, then we have to run 80 meters back. Next thing, it's a try. So the big lessons that we had to sort of learn was around how we manage ourselves in the 22.
Would that be to some extent a matter of patience and not rushing things?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we discussed, even patience. You know, you would have seen when we played up north, when we toured end of last year, a lot of the European teams, once they get into the 22, they don't care how long it takes. You know, they just stay there, build pressure, and wait till, you know, a crack opens, you know. So we sometimes tend to want to see instant results, but it's definitely one of the lessons that we sort of learned from that Lions game, just to be a little bit more patient.
Probably the other thing from the Lions game would be, you know, if your box are back, that maybe you do have a little bit more depth in particular in the front row, because against the Lions game, if I recall, it started getting a little bit difficult in the scrums towards the end of the game, just because your depth has been so eroded. So you're probably feeling a lot more confident about the scrum battle.
Yes, we are, Stephen. I must say, look, we've worked really hard with our youngsters. You have seen they're playing Currie Cup as well. It's something that we really, really want to improve, to have strong depth. But we're happy with the Springboks coming back. We're happy with having them back. We hope, we'll see a different sort of level in terms of scrummaging. We were caught a few times in the last 10, 15 minutes. But I thought, throughout the game, it was quite a 50-50 battle up until, maybe the last 20, 15 minutes, we felt we took off the foot off the pedal.
Is Neertling fit?
Unfortunately not.
Soon then. Steve, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, sorry, also, just from my side, I think over the last season or two, the Bulls have a little bit of dominance over Province and the Stormers. I mean, why do you think it is that they've been getting the better of you guys of late? And what do you think you can do this weekend? Are you confident you can reverse the trend?
Yeah, look, Steve, I think, the word dominant is a bit of a tough one, considering, unless if it sort of refers to the fact that they've just won. I mean, you think maybe 2 or 3 games we lost in the last minute. There's one where Troki went over the try line and knocked on. There's one where Nokia scored with a pick-up and drive, in the last minute, which we thought, his hands were in the rack. And, the semi-finals at Loftus, we played with a very depleted team against a very, very good Bulls team at the time. So, we look at, the positives that came out of all those games, but we don't feel we're dominated at all. They have had the upper hand in terms of winning, but we don't think there's a sort of a big gap between us and them. We definitely hope to sort of turn the results this weekend, but we don't feel like it will be a tough game, but we don't feel like we're going to play against a team that has completely dominated us in the past 2 years.
And just to the back to the prop situation, how long do you expect Neertes to be out for, and have you got a return date yet for France?
I think Neertes is training in the next 2 weeks. He sort of started doing a bit of straight line running. With France, we have a meeting later to discuss with the medical team, but it's looking very positive. He was in this morning. I saw him last week. So once you're back at the HPC, it's very positive. So we'll probably have a timeline for you later this week, but he's doing well with his rehab. We look forward to having him back soon.
So I assume Sazi's probably obviously back with you guys then. Is Lee Marvin with you as well?
Are you? Say again? Stephen, Mike is standing here. He keeps showing chirps. Maybe he wants to answer the question.
No, I'm just saying we're going to announce the Currie Cup side tomorrow, Steve. So we'll see who they're playing for.
Okay, and then just to Marvin, just the magnitude of the challenge that you expect up front this weekend.
Yeah, I know, Stephen. I think probably traditionally the Bulls are known for their forward dominated way of play. So they rely quite a lot on the pack of forwards. You mentioned that before, previous encounters between Stormers, Western Province and the Bulls. Luckily on Saturday, none of that will matter, So our forwards are quite up for the challenge. You mentioned earlier as well. We've got some experienced guys in our front row. I think our second row, we've got a good second row. Our entire pack of forwards actually. So we've got a lot of really good rugby players who's been training well, who are really excited for the game on the weekend. So it's going to be a challenge. Yes, the Bulls they've been doing well. They've got a strong pack of forwards. So yeah, again, like I said, our training's been going really well, so we're very excited for that challenge.
And does this game still with you players, simply because you're going to Loftus and the Bulls, does it stir the soul a little bit?
Yeah, no, definitely. Everyone knows about the history of the North-South derby. It's always a big one. Yeah, again, we're really excited. They've been doing well. The last match or over there in Loftus, but that was in the Rainbow Cup. I think they got it over us in the last minute. So everyone's been really excited. We've had a few weeks to prepare for this one. So training's really been going well. Energy is really good. Few guys are back and out from injury and from national duty. So the energy is quite high in the group, and everyone is really excited. Yeah.
So Rita, just coming back to the earlier point, just, on the Lions game, and you mentioned, we spoke about all the opportunities you guys had. Do you think it's going to be, obviously Loftus has that element of playing at the Highveld, and you guys could potentially run out of gas. Do you think you will have to possibly adjust your game plan a little bit, perhaps to, because possibly there's the danger of almost, punching yourself out, so to speak? Do you think you'll have to play a more pragmatic type of rugby?
Look, Stephen, I think we always prepare well when we go up north. We sort of try to train in a way that's going to suit the conditions that we're playing in. So in terms of preparing for that, I think we sort of sitting in a very good position. And I mean, if I'm to give you an example, the earlier game that I mentioned, when Troki had a knock on over the try line, was the 78th minute, and they kicked off, and we were able to have enough energy to come from our own half, build it up, and in 2-3 minutes we ended up running the whole sort of field at altitude on a game where the bowling play was 39 minutes. I think we managed to be quite competitive in the last 20 minutes. So we're not too concerned about that. We just sort of try to create scenarios that will help us be able to play for 80 minutes, even though it's at altitude. So we set our trainings, we design them to, push us as hard as we can so that we can handle the altitude. So we know, just to answer your question, we know our DNA, we know how we want to play, and that's the picture that, we want to present come Saturday.
And how excited are you about being able to settle in with the lock pairing now of Salman and Marvin?
I'm sleeping better at night, Stephen.
Yeah, because it looks like, just from last weekend, I mean, Audrey is obviously a tough guy, and it looked quite promising with Connor as well. I mean, Connor looks like a real talent. So you must be, just as the forwards coach of the franchise, you must be quite optimistic now about going forward.
Yes, Stephen, it's very, like said, I think last previous press conference, very happy to have Salman and Marvin back. Very good lock combination. It's also great to see Adre, he's fitted in nicely since he came down from the Griquas. The players love him, physical type of player. He can also call line out at times. Connor also very promising. Played well in the Currie Cup. Really enjoyed watching him. You must also remember we still have Dave Mayhazen, who's coming back from injury. Another youngster in Dylan Deleuze also doing a little bit of rehab now. So in terms of the lock position, we're doing pretty well. The key thing now is to keep developing everyone. Make sure that Connor can train against Marvin when it comes to line out, to make sure Adre and Salman compete at training. When Dave Mayhazen comes back, we expect the same sort of standards that he sort of delivered on before he left. So we're sitting in a very good position when it comes to lock. My role there is to keep, the competition very high between all of them.
Sorry, Dave Mason, is he fit already, or is he still in rehab?
He's running, but he's not available for selection yet.
And how is Cade's rehab progressing?
No, Kate's been training with us for the past 2 weeks. He's looking really good. Looking really good. Excited. It's like he never left. We just can't wait for him to be ready to start playing.
Thank you from our side.
Okay.
Nice one, Stephen. Carl, you had your hand up earlier. Has that question been answered, perhaps?
Yes, thanks a lot. Thanks,
All right, guys.
Stephen.
Is there anyone? Thanks, Stephen. Is there anyone else who's got a question, guys? We're done here. Nice one. Thank you very much. And we'll catch you tomorrow when we announce the Curry Cup side.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Mike.
guys.
Thanks, Steve. Bye.
Thanks.